Okay, good night everyone. My name is Nirani Shanti. So today I will be presenting my reading journal for the course of academic reading. The article I choose is titled Audio Visual Aids Media. Now I will share the screen to easy access. Okay, so the article that I choose is titled Audiovisual Aids Media, Language Acquisition and Attitude, and initial investigation in the EFL classroom. So it's published in the LLT Journal, volume 26, number 1, April 2023. So it was written by Indrianti, Kuntoro, and Ramadan. And also it's indexed Scopus, Key 2, and Sintawan. In this presentation, I will walk you through my reading process from before I start reading, while I was reading, and after I finish. Along with the challenges I encourage and the key takeaways I got from the article. So let's get started. Okay. Pre-reading strategy 1. Now let me talk about the strategy I used before. Okay. Actually, I I start reading the article. The first strategy was previewing. So the first strategy is previewing. So before diving into the content, I quickly scan the surface level element like the title and then the journal name and also the abstract, the keywords, and the section headings. So just from the title, like audiovisual aids media, language acquisition and attitude, I could already predict that this article was about using audio visual. So from the before I reading, I could predict like this article, of course, is about using audio visual based on their title. And my reviews show the title is APA, of course, language acquisition and attitude. The keyword is audiovisual aids, language acquisition, and student attitude. The structure here is, of course, in article there will consist of introduction, method, findings, and conclusion. The second strategy was questioning. Okay, that's my second strategy is questioning. Based on my review, I came up with 4 guiding questions to keep in mind while reading. For example, what? That's my first question. What exactly is APA media? The second question is who? Who are the participants in this study? And my third question, how? How is vocabulary acquisition measured? And the last question is result. Is there a significant improvement? So this question, of course, help me stay focused and read with purpose rather than just passively going through the text. Next, whilst reading. Moving on to while reading, this is where I actively engage with the text to answer the question I had set earlier. So my main strategy here was a color code. Okay, uh, color code text marking. So I assign a different color to each question. So every time I found a relevant answer in the text, I highlighted it accordingly. Here, how it's broke down, like for example, yellow to answer. Oh no, uh, I mean like blue, blue or green, yeah, blue. It's to answer APA media. So I marked the part describing APA as media that uses technology, including both sound and images, engaging the sense of sight and hearing. So, and also here, oh, this is the blue one and this is the green one. To answer who are the participants in the article. So I highlight the description of 35 vocational high school students from the audio video class using green. And then the yellow one is to answer question about how is vocab measured. I marked the explanation about noun, accuracy, and the pre-test treatment and post-test session. And then the last one is rap. Is there a significant improvement? I highlight the comparison. The comparison is like the post-test result and then the pre-test result and also versus the pre-test average, post-test average with T-con and the T-table. So this approach helped me stay organized and made it easier to review the article afterward. Next, it's post-reading strategy. After finishing the article, of course, I moved into the reviewing factor, the post-reading stage, the post-reading strategy. I asked myself four reflection questions. The first one is, were all my free reading questions answered? And of course, I answer with yes. All four of my questions were answered in the method and finding section from this preview slide, okay? And the second question, do I fully understand the article? Well, actually, mostly it's yeah. However, like I found the statistical analysis section, like for example, like t-test, LCOT, and normalcy testing, a bit difficult to follow since I'm not very familiar with those statistical concepts. But I had to read those apart a few times. So, but I understand, but not fully understand about the statistical codes. Okay. The third question is, do I need additional reading sources? So yes, okay, I felt I needed to read more about free experimental design and its limitation. I mean like not only about the free experimental, maybe it can be quasi experimental or true experimental. So about since this study only used one group with no control group and run for just for session, so I think I need to additional reading maybe from the other article. The question number four, I mean the last question, does the conclusion match the data? Fairly yes. The score improvement is statistically significant. However, like I told you before, we should be cautious about the generalizing the finding since the sample is small, only 35 students, and there's no control group because they're using the free experimental. And okay, reading comprehension challenge. Okay, I want to share the challenges I faced while reading this article. There were four main areas. Okay, number one is unfamiliar statistical term. Like I told you before, the data analysis section was quite heavy for me. Terms like normality testing, LCON, L-table, and t-test were not very familiar, but I had to reread the tables and formula multiple times, so just follow the logic. But if something that really make me confused, I will ask the or open the internet to clear comprehension. Number two, it's over. Number two, too overwhelming reference in the literature. Yeah, too many references mentioned briefly. The literature reviews cite many scholars, but only mention them in passing hard to understand each contribution without the original article. It was hard to understand each source's contribution without actually reading those original articles, but it's understandable. And question number three, the challenge number three is the attitude variable was underdeveloped. The article claimed the explained two dependent variable, vocabulary acquisition, and attitude. But the discussion of attitude felt much lighter. I was confused at one point about whether students' attitudes were analyzed statistically or just described qualitatively. And yeah, move to the last challenge, yes, that I have. Design a limitation. So the study only used one group, like I told you before, with no control group. The author didn't really address that the limitation. And at first, I took the finding at face value until I realized that the internal validity of the study needed to be questioned. Internal validity. And what I learned and why my research is urgent. Okay, now let me talk about what I personally took away from this article and why I think it's relevant as a research foundation. Like what I learned about the APA media. It significantly improved vocabulary acquisition. The data shows a TCON of 18.56, well above the T table of 2.02. And number two, it's multimedia based learning using audio and visual elements can positively influence students' learning attitude. And the experimental design is suitable for early exploratory studies, but it has a clear limitations, of course, mainly the absence of control group and potential threats to internal validity. And number four, it's similar studies have been conducted in different contexts, like Saudi Arabia, maybe Spain, Turkey, and Indonesia, which show the global relevance of this topic. So, why this article matters for my research? This article serves as a strong starting point, but it also reveals important research gaps. First, the study only covered four sessions with one group. Longer study with stronger design are still needed. It's about the duration. The second one is about the context. This study focused on professional high school students. Their limited research on APA in university or college context, or maybe it can be in elementary school or junior high school. And the aptitude measurement, it was only measured this descriptively through a 4-point questionnaire. There's room, it can be more explored, more deeply explored. There's a room for deeper measurement. And overall, the research design, yeah, there's no control group. It's about free experimental. I think this will be good if we uh, if we it will improve with a quasi or through experiment design in the next research would strengthen the findings. And okay, let me close with a quick summary of my reading journal process. So the pre-reading, I use a previewing and questioning, scanning the article, structure and forming for guiding questions. And while reading, I use color codes, four color codes for different questions, and organize answer to each of my questions. And for post reading, I review my comprehension, evaluated whether our question were answered, and identify gaps in the article. So the challenges, statistical terminology, excessive reference, and underdeveloped ethical analysis, and acknowledge research design limitation. And the research urgency. This article is a solid foundation, but there are clear gaps in duration, sample context, and depth of aptitude measurement. So this area of my future research could address. Okay, so that's all about my reading journal process. Hope this video that concludes of my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, everyone. So that concludes of my presentation. Thank you so much. Then wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.